Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to BaldyPal, live with BaldyPal and BaldyPal Picking. About messed up my own show there for a minute, y'all. Gary's with us. How are you, Gary?
I'm doing well, Adam. How are you?
Doing wonderful. I think we're sitting in the wrong seat here, so there we go. We'll
Yep,
rearrange these assigned seats.
Yep, there you go.
And the good old ATL flippers, Derek and Jasmine. How are y'all doing this evening, guys?
What's
Doing
going on, you guys?
doing good.
Good.
I appreciate y'all so much for agreeing to come on the show so we can talk and get to know each other better. Because Derek, I know you and I have chatted quite a few times through Instagram messages, and you've been very helpful in the world of reselling for me in several instances, and I appreciate that. But I had to bring you on the show so that I could meet y'all face to face and we could talk about your whole reselling adventures, eBay, how you went from solo job to a duo job. So that's what I want to bring all of that up and talk about it. We got a couple of people already up here in the chat. And if you are here watching, I appreciate you. Put us a comment in the chat so they know that you're here and I can say hello. We got Angelo here. How are you, Angelo? From Atlanta. Rachel Strickland. Hey, Rachel. We got AM Pickers here. That's Mike here. He's a local reseller to us. Thanks, Mike. How you doing, buddy? Mr. Bill's here. What's up, Ken? How you doing, buddy?
All right.
And just snuck in Angie's Oddities. Hey, Angie, how you doing? So, y'all having a good week so far? It's Wednesday night. Oh, look, the Hoogs have popped up. How are you?
What's up, you guys?
Y'all had a good week so far? It's Wednesday, so it's what, 3 days in? Have you had some good sales?
Oh yeah, our sales. Yeah, we've been selling with like around 7 to 10 items every day. So
that's really good. Yeah, I've enjoyed y'all's sold videos. How you team up on it, and you kind of like you're looking at each other every now and again, like you just stepped all over my sale.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
No, that's her.
That's you all day.
See, that's exactly what the video is like, and I love it.
Well, we have fun doing it.
Yeah. I bet you do.
We do.
I bet you do. Guys, if y'all have not subscribed to these people, you need to go down in the description below and click that link and hit subscribe and comment and hit the bell because they got some awesome videos. And I'm going to go so far as to say they're local to me here in Columbus. What? Yeah. Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
ATL, baby.
ATL. That's awesome, guys. I wanted to start tonight by, I want to get a little bit of history. Derek, you started ATL Flipper, right?
Right.
How long ago was that you started reselling? And then how long ago after that did you decide to do a YouTube channel?
So I've been reselling really since 2010, 2011. But I was kind of doing it, a little part-time while I was in college.
Hey, ain't no shame.
Yeah, and then once I graduated, I became a teacher. So I was a teacher, full time. And then, after I was reselling, I picked up reselling part time back when I was teaching, and I started making double what I was making teaching. So
that's crazy.
Yeah. So
I know you weren't teaching elementary school though, were you?
Oh yeah, I taught kindergarten.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I was the only male kindergarten teacher.
That's awesome.
Wow. God bless you, sir. God bless you.
Both of our spouses are school teachers.
Yeah, that's right.
And my wife, she comes home from work. She ain't got no energy left.
Oh, no, you're done. You're done.
Anything like that.
Yeah. But I mean, it was really fun because it's like with kindergartners, you have to really be animated. You have to come to school as like a character every day. You can't come in there. Yeah, you can't come in there, hey guys, because they're going to be like, Mr. Douglas, what's going on? What's wrong with you? So you got to be an actor every day. Yeah, but so I was teaching, and I was making double what I was making part-time, reselling. So I, talked with her and was like, babe, I feel like, it's time for me to go full-time into this thing. And she was like, all right, let's go.
And this was 2019.
Yeah, 2019, yeah.
Combo.
Okay.
So I ended up going, full-time, into it. And then I started the YouTube channel last year in January.
Right.
Yep. And then just, I didn't know what I was doing.
You've come a long way in 12 months on YouTube.
A huge way. Well, a lot of people real quick don't know the behind the scenes. Like even him getting started on YouTube, it was something on his heart for several months. It was just a matter of doing the first video. And I was like, babe, you could do it. Do the video. And finally, he was just like, after January, he was like, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to make a video. It may look crazy, but I'm going to just do it,
Yeah. But really what helped me to really push it because I would go to the thrift stores, right? And a whole bunch of old heads, they'll be like, hey man, how much are these shoes worth? And because they can't really see.
Yeah.
Because it's like they had to, was it a microscope or whatever, but they didn't have it. So that I'll look it up on eBay and be like, hey man, it's going for 30, it's going for 40. Be like, hey, what's this worth? And I was tired of it. I was like, hey man, look, man, like y'all messing up my reselling. So I was like, I'm gonna start a channel to help people out to, show them what sold, different items to look for.
Right.
And that's kind of how like I wanted to start. That's how I wanted to start the YouTube channel.
And that comes in handy. Like, people say I've heard people say a lot. There's so many videos out there already to teach you how to resell that there's no need to make new teach you how to resell videos. And I'm like, that's just not true. In my opinion, eBay's always changing. Reselling's always changing. The game is always changing. The setup process may be different 2 years ago from what it is today. And anybody getting into it doesn't want to watch a video from 2018, right? So I'm with you. You should always keep those how-to videos coming. It's very helpful at everybody. Don't you think, Gary?
I do. I mean, just when you think you've got it figured out, it changes. I mean, that's the only thing that's really constant, isn't it? So yeah, I agree. Keep them coming. Because, here's the thing too. You don't know how somebody is going to come across your video. I mean, the YouTube algorithm can just sort of dump it on their screen, and then all of a sudden it gets them kickstarted. Who knows? I mean, I haven't figured out the YouTube algorithm. What about you, Adam? Have you figured it out? Have you cracked the code yet?
I have not read the code yet, but I'm really darn close to reading that matrix code. I just can't
I always think that the more stuff we can do to help out other people too, that's where, that's where, for me, my heart lies. And Derek, as a teacher, I'm sure that's where your heart lies too.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So is there any similarities of going on stage in front of a group of kindergartners versus going on stage on a YouTube channel?
I mean, really, I get to do it with my wife, and I get to kind of show my personality more. Because the first videos, I was just going to the thrift stores and telling people, hey, pick this up, pick this up, pick this up. But now it's like, now I'm kind of opening up more and showing people, who I really am, and just having fun. Having more fun, and not so like, let me just teach you and show you what it is.
Yep. And the growth is good. The growth has come along a long way. Jasmine, how did you feel like internally in your mind when Derek came to you and said, hey, I think it's time to take this full time? I don't want to put words in your mouth, but there's got to be a feeling of, oh my gosh, what's he gonna do, right?
It was internal panic.
Hold on. Do y'all want to hear her side, or you want to hear the truth?
First off, he asked me.
I want to hear. I'd like to hear Jasmine's side of the story, please.
No, internally, I was screaming. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was just like, ah! But because for me, I'm kind of the planner, so I like to have things in order, and the whole entrepreneurship thing, as amazing as it is, can be a huge risk. So for me, that was kind of so what we said was, let's do it for 6 months. You can do it. I was working a full-time job at that time. So we were like, for 6 months, he's going to go hard with reselling. I'm going to hold it down, with my job, and we'll reassess in 6 months. And what we found is at that 6-month mark, he was surpassing everything that he was doing when he was working as a teacher, but he had more freedom. He was more available with our family, and financially, because for me, I told him, my baby, make it make sense. And it did. It really made sense. And so after that 6-month mark, it was really easy to just keep supporting his vision, because it only kept growing from him doing it full time.
That is really cool. Way to be there, Jasmine,
Somebody got to do it.
Absolutely. I saw Rachel said she's going to list $1,000 worth of items during this live.
Oh,
I hope she sells it quick.
Go ahead,
absolutely.
Rachel.
High hopes, Rachel. Go for it.
If anybody
hey, Big Thrift Philly, what you doing, man? Thanks for coming out and hanging out with us, man. Appreciate you. All right, so time passes. You've been doing this since you started early last year, reselling 19 full time. Jasmine, how do you get into the mix of all this? How do you, just feel the space of the duo here of ATL Flippers? How did that happen?
I'm still figuring that out, to be honest. I think, for us, of course, so we've been married. It'll be 7 years this upcoming September. So, I do kind of know this guy a little bit of knowing how to navigate. But in business sense, it was a definite shift, I think for us, we both had our own careers, and reselling was always his thing, like he would go in the room, fix his shoes, I'm doing stuff with the kids. I was working at a college, for several years. So I loved working in higher education. So I think kind of coming into that from, me being a supervisor, and I had a team of people that I oversaw, to now it's me and my husband. Yay. Yeah. But I think, we're really at a place now of understanding we are different, but we complement each other so well, I think. Right. So, we've been having, like, even recently, conversations about how we can really lean into our strengths, because certain things I'm really great at, he may not be, but it's okay because he got me, and vice versa,
Yeah.
YouTube, editing, like all of that beautiful magic you see on the screen, that is this guy,
Okay.
I'm just on the video going along like, okay, babe, what we doing today? He's like, hey, we're going to do this and jump across the camera. I'm like, okay, let's do it, Yeah. So it's really cool to be able to transition from like the marriage standpoint of working together to in business, like how can we work together and complement each other?
Because really yesterday we was sitting in the car, we went home. Where did we go?
He had physical therapy.
Yeah, physical therapy.
He's still recovering, by the way.
Okay. Is that going well?
Yeah, it's going good. Yeah, it's going good.
Good.
But we was just in the garage and just talking about just the whole strategy and how, because recently it was like we both were doing the same thing in the business. And it's like, well, we don't need to do the same thing. We need to do different things. You know what I'm saying? So we can, get stronger together, whatever, and build it. So, but those are just the conversations that we have, about building and how to make our business better. And it's just awesome, man. I love working with her for real.
Because like you said, Adam, he is the shoe guy. Like he's that, not just on YouTube, like in real life, like with our family and our friends and stuff. So I'm like, babe, there's no way I'm ever going to be on your level when it comes to shoes. Like I can work on it. Yeah. But you are the shoe guy, and that's okay. You gotta own that hat. It's all right. Oh, yeah.
She'll let you carry that torch around.
Yeah, he does. Right? He does. I mean, he can spot a pair of shoes and be like, "Oh, those are fake," or he can see a pair of shoes and be like, "Oh, yeah, that's worth $200." And I'm like, "How do you know this?"
That's awesome. Yeah. Let's say hey to Flip the World real quick.
What's up?
If I'm not mistaken, Chris, right?
Yep. Chris,
Flip the World. Thanks for coming out, buddy. Hey, what's up, everyone? We're doing great. Thanks for showing up and hanging out with us tonight. Speaking of, working as a team, so how long has it been that you've been now a duo working as a team reselling? Has it been
last August? Yeah.
So about 6 months, about a half a year?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you gotten to the point yet where, you want to pull out your hair with one another or anything like that?
Well, I think we're kind of past that with this guy
here. She got it all.
I totally know what you're talking about.
There you go. Yeah.
But I can't imagine, honestly, hanging out with... I've had this conversation with my wife before, so this is nothing she's never heard. Okay, so anybody this can go live on the internet, and it's okay.
See if Paige shows up in the comments.
She might sneak up behind me. I don't know. But working with her and living with her is two completely different things, right? So with your guys' setup, is one of you the boss and one of you the employee, right?
I'll let you answer that question, boo.
Well, of course I'm the boss, you know what I'm saying? Not playing. Nah, but I keep reminding her that, like we're a team and it's our thing. It's no longer it's the ATL flipper, but it's the ATL flipper. So it's like, it's us, we're, together, and God has called us to be together and to do, this business together. But
that's good.
But I mean, really starting out when she first started, we were kind of not saying going at it, but we had disagreements. So kind of how we work our system is where we're at right now. This is where I work at. And she works downstairs, and she has more room and she likes stuff organized. See, I can work in. It's a whole bunch of shoes over here.
He can work in any environment.
But so but that's the kind of thing how it's like we're working together, but we have our space.
I got you.
So it's healthy for us though. Like we have to have space, even though we're working together. Like I don't need to be under you all the time, and that's okay.
I think that's excellent. In fact, that way you have separation, but you're still getting the job done. You're not just coworkers, and that's why I wanted to talk to you guys, because I haven't had the opportunity to get a reselling duo on the screen and ask you all these questions. But I can't honestly. I don't know what it would be like working with my wife and being married to my wife and 24/7, 365, everything. But you've set up the opportunity to keep things separated so that you're not constantly and potentially, because hey, being married, you can't go to bed mad at one another, right? Am I right?
Right.
Yeah.
Or
so
if we have orders to go out, it's like I kind of need to resolve because some stuff I may need help with, you know.
Right. You've learned how to take that work hat off and put that family hat on, right?
Right.
Yeah. And balance the two, you know. I think like having the healthy boundaries, you know what I mean? Because even in our marriage, like when you're married, that doesn't mean you lose your identity as an individual, you know?
Yeah.
So I think, you know, us just being really intentional about that. And we're still working through it, but I think we're at a good place of understanding, like literally it'll be some days where I'm downstairs and he'll call me on the phone and be like, hey, babe, and he'll ask me a question. I'm like, cool, like we could do this, you know what I mean, of working through the business together. But it works. It's a daily thing, but it's great that we can do what we love with the person that we love the most.
Yeah.
Okay. So Derek, what's your most favorite thing about reselling? The whole everything and taken into consideration, what's your favorite thing about reselling?
So my favorite thing about reselling now is that I don't have to really list much because no, I'm playing. But but yeah, she actually loves to list. I don't know how that kind of, you know.
Okay, what's your favorite thing?
Yeah, so
I was gonna ask her that question.
But my favorite thing is really like sourcing. You know, sourcing and then seeing it sell, like seeing me fix up the shoes and then when it's listed and then seeing it flip and I'm like, wow, like I just paid $6 for these Jordans and they sold for $200.
Yeah.
Like that gives me like more of like I gotta keep getting it.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to say hey to the flipping accountant Justin, and I think I missed Julian. Hey. Julian came in earlier. Bearded Thrift Machine. Julian? Thanks for joining us, guys. So to you, Jasmine, then what's your favorite thing, or did Derek just give the answer away when he said listing?
You know, I do like listing. I think for me, it's organization of the business. You know, that's kind of one of my strong suits. But recently, I've really been getting into like when we get positive reviews or feedback from our customers. Because for me, that shows that we've done a great job. Like, yes, you can source and we can fix up and we can sell it. But when you have people that come back and say, man, thank you so much. This was great quality. You know, we had one person say like she bought a pair of shoes for her son. And she was like, my son never takes these shoes off. You guys are amazing. I'm going to order again. Like when I read that stuff, it makes it worthwhile to me because I'm like, we're not just hustling in a business. Like we're actually providing quality products, quality you know, processing, like we get our orders out really early for people usually. So to hear those reports, the positive feedback, that part, I'm like, I got it.
It's encouraging.
So, speaking of positive feedback, we had talked about earlier, Gary and I have always had kind of a back and forth conversation about how important is customer feedback in this job. So do you do anything special with your shipments, whether you pack it in a certain way? Do you do anything special trying to promote that positive feedback, whatever the case may be? Do y'all do anything special?
That's a great question.
Yeah. So like, I know if like the customer has questions like, hey, when are you going to ship it? Or when, you know, can you ship it? Like we'll always respond and like, just give them really good customer service and basically tell them we appreciate you for your business and just being nice to them.
Right.
And I'll add, you may not know this. We had a pair, I don't know what it was. It was an item that we sold. And in the comments, the person put, I'm so glad to find this item. This reminds me of my childhood. And when I packaged it, I actually wrote a note to the buyer and I said, so glad you bought this item. Glad it brings back memories of your childhood, you know, and I just slipped the little note in the package and shipped it off, you know, to the person. But just that added personal touch for them to realize like, we're not just random people, but we are, you know, people that appreciate when you give us that type of feedback.
But we have these thank you, you know, the eBay thank you stickers. We have those. We don't really use them. But I know she was saying, you know, she wants to, get like cards and stuff and put it in there. But with me, before I was like, I don't need to do that. You know? But
I'm
now
with you, Derek.
So now that we're together, it's like, you know, that's another expense that we have now.
But it's going to be great feedback because you're going to get return customers all the time. Like we have people say, we will buy from you in the future. Like they follow our store. So it's an investment, definitely.
That's really cool. Okay, so let's change gears a little bit. I want to talk about the Atlanta area thrifting because you're so close. Gary and I like to we try to make it up there, but honestly, with everything going on in the world these days, it's more difficult.
And that stupid thing called work that gets in the way, right? You know, like a job.
Yeah.
So in the Atlanta area, do you like the fact that they have more of a flat pricing in your Goodwill stores. How do you feel about their pricing strategy in the Atlanta area?
So it just depends on the store.
Right.
You know?
Hey, Miss Taffy.
Hey, Miss Taffy. Hey, girl.
Thanks for coming out.
But most stores, they do have like the flat pricing. So, I mean, I think it's good. It's just when you have somebody in the back that know what the items are worth and they put like, you know,
mark it up.
Yeah, mark it up.
Yeah.
But usually it's like, it's so much inventory that comes through the thrift stores. It's like they're trying to get stuff out. And when stuff is sitting, then they just really just like bag, you know, lower the price, or they'll just, you know, get rid of it, whatever, you know. So
I'm with you. So tell me about your sourcing strategy. What are your favorite categories? What are categories you stay away from for whatever reason the case may be? But let's just start with what's your, I don't know, top 2 favorite categories when you go thrifting. These are the first 2 places I go when I'm sourcing. What are they?
Well, we already know number 1.
Yeah.
That's shoes, right?
That's like 1 through 10.
Straight to the shoes.
Straight to the shoes. Okay, that one's out of the way. What's your next one?
So after we go to the shoes, well, after I go to the shoes, she'll go to the clothing, and then I'll hit electronics. And
Justin having a job is the worst.
Agree.
Yeah.
Can't confirm.
Yeah, but
the
then
electronics.
Electronics, and then I'll hit like the miscellaneous section, and then I'll go look at the clothing, and then I'll go to the special price up front to see, you know, if there's any deals.
Are they like the glass cabinet? Is it like way overpriced usually?
Way overpriced and not even worth like nothing.
What you're gonna get back for it?
Right. They still have glass cabinets. Yeah, we don't even have glass cabinets down here anymore. Remember, they've sent all those items off to their auction sites.
Yeah. Those
What do y'all have?
No, anything that would have been in the glass cabinet, they send it to shopgoodwill.com.
Yeah.
Or
they do that too.
They'll put $20 or $30 on a pair of shoes and just put them on the rack with everything else these days.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, they do that down here too. Yeah.
Very few. I mean, not to get into a Google griping session or nothing, but let's jump on that soapbox for just a second. You pretty much can't find good golf clubs in our Goodwills anymore, because if you look at shopgoodwill.com, they're all there. Pings, Titleist, Callaway's. If it's a full set, it's up there on shopgoodwill.com.
Wow.
But I mean, that's what I mean by the game changes. You got all these different outside influences that change what you can and can't pick up. And honestly, Gary, I mean, he got me started on reselling men's clothes. Last year I said, I can't, you know, they've upped the prices, the special prices on the brands I'm looking out for. I got to change my game. I got to go somewhere else. So it's a constant rotation. I think as long as you stay ahead of the thrift stores, then you can be very, what's the word I'm looking for here, Gary? Successful. I don't know why that word was in on the tip of my tongue.
But I was just gonna say. So I started you sort of selling men's clothing 3 or 4 years ago, and now you have a show and everything like that. I think I've created a monster here. It's like I couldn't get him to stop. It's like, oh man, you know, Gary, I didn't know you could make money doing this. You know,
I had no idea.
Yeah, you can. So, but let me ask Derek real quick. What is the absolute one item you will not touch in a thrift store?
One item I would not touch.
Yep, not with the 10-foot pole.
I am not touching those draws.
I knew that was gonna be it.
I know some people they like to look at the vintage. I'm like, y'all can have that. I'm good on that. I don't know. Yeah,
good call.
Yeah, but yeah, those and what else? Yeah. Really like
that's number one for me too. Number 2 for me would be bras. I know they're
we sell bras now.
Big money, but I just don't feel right walking into the thrift store by myself.
That's kind of a thing. If I take my wife with me, that's one of the we're gonna do these. But if it's just me holding like
it's a little awkward.
It is. That's sad.
I don't know. Maybe I need to get a little bit more self-confident. I don't know.
Because
take your wife with you.
Yeah.
Rachel says we should all start making resale videos about socks and throw off Goodwill.
Let's do it. Y'all want to do it? Y'all want to do it?
Let's do it. Let's just post a bunch of stuff on Instagram and tag them in it too.
Right. These socks go for $200.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe we can drive the price up for a short time too. You know,
throw them on. You could do it. I mean, honestly, they did it to that. Was it GameStop stock just by the sheer sake of saying everybody, let's get together and do this. Boom, 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 and it happened. Right. Let's do it. Let's drive the price of socks up on eBay.
Yeah,
I've got like several pair that could probably get resold for the right price. Hanes too. Vintage Hanes. Anyway. All right. So it is 8:28 and it is about halfway through the show. And I've got a game set up for you guys. It is geared around shoes. It's about not necessarily Jordans, but it's basically about identifying really high priced shoes and how much you think they actually sold for. Okay. So we're going to play this, the three of you against each other. So each of you are individual players. There's no teaming up, Derek and Jasmine. Okay.
Boy.
I'm going to get destroyed in this. I'm just saying. My win streak comes to an end tonight. Okay. Yeah.
So here's the show. It's I just simply called it the shoe match game. Okay. And ultimately on the next screen, I'm going to show you 5 different pairs of shoes. I've numbered them 1 through 5, and I've given you the type of shoe that it is, the model name, right? Your job is to write down on the piece of paper in front of you the order from cheapest to most expensive. Okay? Cheapest to most expensive. So you can just write, whatever the number is in that order, cheapest to most expensive. And then we're going to see which of the 3 of you gets the most in the proper order, right? So here is the list of shoes. Put them in order from lowest to greatest in resale value. Number 1 is a pair of Macklemore X Air Jordan 6s. Okay. Number 2 are Air Jordan 12s. They say flu game, though I've never heard of that, and everything going around these days, I don't know that we would necessarily reuse that word. So Air Jordan 12 flu game. Number 3 is diamond encrusted Air Force One. Number 4 is solid gold OVO Air Jordans. And number 5 is Eminem and Carhartt Air Jordan 4s. Now, y'all think about that for a minute. In the chat, guys, I don't care if you help them. Give them some ideas as to the value you think these shoes go for. And they're just going to, just put whatever the order, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 5, 2, whatever the order you think it is, from cheapest to greatest in resale value. And let me know when you're done. And so ultimately, after that, I'm going to ask you to also write down the price you think it's sold for.
Ooh.
Okay. So you're going to think the order. So, and then in order to think the order, you got to think of a price, right? Does that make sense? Yeah. So think of the order and write down the price you think it's sold for. So we'll go over them again. It's the Macklemore Air Jordan 6s, Air Jordan 12 flu game, diamond encrusted Air Force One, solid gold OVO Air Jordans, and Eminem Carhartt Air Jordan 4s. Now, there's a lot of other resellers in the chat that do shoes. So you can chime in and give them some clues and hints if you want to, guys. You about ready?
Is this like average price, Adam, of what they go for?
This is the price that these models sold for. I actually got these off of a website that listed the top 20 most expensive shoes ever sold. So these are 5 of the top 20 most expensive shoes ever sold.
Well, that's going to change my numbers answer. I may need to add a couple of, maybe add a 5th digit.
Rachel said $1 million for one of them. Holy mackerel. But which one, Rachel? Which one? Ken says, all I can say is I probably couldn't afford any of them. Yeah. I mean, honestly, take out a mortgage. That's probably the best way you could afford one of these, right? Yeah. So how are we looking? Is this a tough one?
Almost done.
Okay.
I'm so horrible at this.
I'm done.
Don't nobody care.
Derek's first.
Stop peeking.
Yeah.
Is he peeking?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yes, he's peeking. Adam, tell him to stop.
No, these are brand new. These are brand new, babe, not
looking.
used. I'm just
Oh,
saying.
are they brand new?
Yeah, they're not used. Brand new.
I thought they were brand new.
Yeah, these are going to be the original. I'm not going to say the value that they sold for by the manufacturer, but they're the highest priced shoes ever sold. Because they're probably traded or, collectors and that type of thing, right? Shoe stores, conferences. Have you ever been to a shoe conference, Derek?
No, I never been before.
Really? I don't know if they have any in Atlanta or not.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they do. They have a sneaker con.
Oh yeah. I bet you got to take thousands of dollars when you go to a place like that.
It's crazy. I'm talking about yeah.
All right, Gary, you ready?
I am ready.
Jasmine, how you looking?
I'm good.
Okay, so staying here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Derek, what did you choose for your number 1 shoe? What number?
For the least, right?
Yeah, for the least. I'm sorry, for the least.
The number 2, Flu Games.
All right, so number 2 for you. Jasmine, what'd you put for your least?
Yeah, I put number 5.
Okay, number 5. And Gary, what'd you put?
I also put number 2.
All right. So we're going to keep on going down the roll here. So Derek, just go ahead and give me your next 4.
All right. Next 4 is number 3.
Okay.
Number 5.
That is the diamond encrusted Air Force Ones.
Yep.
Okay. And then number 5.
Number 5.
Okay.
Number 1.
Okay.
Then number 4.
All right. So Derek, your numbers are 2, 3, 5, 1, 4. Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right. Jasmine, what do you have for your next 4?
Can I do a disclaimer, Adam? I'm not a shoe sneakerhead, okay?
That's okay. Neither am I.
Okay.
It's all in fun and games.
It's all good. Okay, so my order. So I said number 5 was my first, the least one. And then in order, it's number 1, number 3, number 2, and number 4.
All right. And then Gary, what are yours?
5, 1, 4, 3.
All right. All right. So Gary, 2, 5, 1, 4, 3. 2, 5, 2, 5, 1, 4, 3. I can tell you have none correct. All right. Derek. Derek, 2, 3, 5, 1, 4. 2, 3, 5, 1, 4. You've got 1 correct. Derek, you've got 1 correct. Jasmine, your numbers are 5, 1, 3, 2, 4, right?
Yes.
You have 3 correct.
Wow. Get out of here.
You have 3 correct. All right. So here are our actual prices. Okay. So the cheapest was number 1 for $25,000.
Get out of here. Okay, my prices are all off.
Number 1 for $25,000. Okay. All right. The number 2 spot was number 5. And Gary, you did get that one right. I'm sorry.
Hey, I was about to say.
You did get that one right. I just saw that. I apologize. So Gary, you got that right.
Now the dollar amount, I was nowhere near, I'll bet. But
$30,000.
Yeah, nowhere near it.
$30,000. All right. And then the third one was number 3.
I guess that.
Jasmine, you got that. And the price was $50,000.
I figured because they had diamonds, they'd be more expensive, like the most expensive.
Right.
$50,000.
I mean,
all right. And then the 4th was the Air Jordan 12 flu game for $104,000.
Wow.
$104,000. And then that leaves the number 1 spot, most expensive shoe, was the solid gold Jordans for $2 million.
Oh my God. Shouldn't have the all gold.
That is so crazy.
Jasmine, look at you, girl.
The underdog wins.
Shoe champion.
3 to 1 to 1. Woo! Do not let him live that down.
Yeah,
I will not. This is recorded.
Yeah, this is rigged.
And
I agree. It was some answers given ahead of time, I think.
That was awesome, Jasmine. Good job, everybody. That's crazy, though. That's absolutely nuts. But I know that, that's why I always look at Jordans. I'll be honest with you. No matter what, I always look at Jordans because you just have no idea what is going to surprise you. Right? Yeah. Like, I did sell, didn't you say you picked up a pair and sold it for $200 here recently?
Yeah.
I mean, I sold a pair for $250 here recently, and I'm like, that's just nuts. I would never personally ever pay that much money for a pair of shoes. But I don't care if somebody buys them from me for that much money.
People will do it.
That's just nuts. All right. So what is that 200 the most expensive pair of shoes you've ever sold, Derek?
Nah, the most we've sold. This was last year when I first started reselling. I sold a pair of Jordan 1s.
Mm-hmm.
It was white and yellow, but I sold it for $450.
$450.
Yeah, $450. And it was used too. But I bought it on eBay for $60.
Oh wow.
And then and I didn't think they were going to ship it. They shipped it to me. I was like, oh, they really shipped it.
Oh,
so
man.
I cleaned it up a little bit, and then I just put it right back on eBay for $450. And it sold.
Did they just not know what they had, I guess?
Yeah, they know what they had because the pictures was like, they must have found it, I guess, at like an auction or something, or storage unit. And they just put it on there because you could tell by the pictures they wasn't trying to make it look good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hey.
Nice.
Lucky you.
Right.
Hi-Fi Gold is here. Thanks for stopping by, buddy. Appreciate you.
Hey.
And so, okay, have you ever done storage units? You just mentioned
we've
that.
never done storage units.
Have you ever thought about storage units?
Yeah, we have, but it's just a space.
When we get space, definitely.
Yeah.
So what's your plan there? I take it right now you're in your house, so all your inventory is behind you in your bedrooms or in your guest bedrooms or something like that. Is that accurate?
Or the hallway, or the kitchen, or the living room, or the garage.
I'm trying to make spaghetti here, Derek. Can you please move the shoes?
Right. Get them off the island, babe. No. So we actually had a guy come. He came yesterday, and he's going to give us a quote to see if we can do an addition to our house. See how much it's going to cost.
Yeah.
So I gave him the measurements and everything like that. So we're looking at like a 20 by 20. Space,
garage size space.
Yeah. I mean, because we have a great size backyard, so it really is like a third of an acre. So we're like, we don't have a basement in our home, which I wish we did, but our thing is, how can we be smart about this space? So if we can get the add-on and it's the right budget. That's gonna be,
because we was thinking about getting a storage unit to move, but it was like
right,
the invest. I mean, it's like we're not really getting our, what I'm saying? Then we got to get in the car, we got to drive there, get the stuff and all. It
helps you separate your work from your personal life, though.
Right.
But same with the addition, we get it. We was like, all of our work would be, in the room, and then our house would be for us,
Right. And it's an investment, because with your home, it'll add value. So that was also the thing. It's like, if we ever sell this house, that's a bonus room for whoever buys the house next.
Man cave or 2-car garage.
Yep, that's right. Plus, you're generating value from it as well. That's the thing. It's like you're literally using that space as an engine to drive money. So it's not like you said, renting a storage unit or something like that. That's going to cost you money versus your initial investment with your house. Not only will it add value, but you get to use that space for making money at the same time. So
I bet there's some really cool tax implications there for you too. Justin's in the audience; he could tell you that.
Yeah, we're looking into it definitely.
Jasmine, I was going to ask you. How I look at the wife as in my life as the keeps the family together, the family time, family traditions. I'm guessing it's the same for you. Is it as important to you to make sure that there's that separation between work and family time? And how do you make sure that happens? What steps do you do and put in place? What halts do you put in front of Derek saying, no?
That is a great question. I think as wife, I kind of look at it, we're kind of the managers of the household. Husbands, you guys are the visionary overseer, but wives, we really are nitty gritty day to day, making sure, just those values we want instilled are there. So for instance, in tonight's show, before we got on live, our daughter really wanted to watch a show on Netflix that just came out yesterday. And so, we were like, we're going to block off time. We're all going to go watch the show. We'll do like 1 or 2 episodes before we have to come on. But, just making it a priority. Because right now, guess what? Our daughter's downstairs watching our son. You ain't heard no 3-year-old toddler in the background.
Yeah, right. She's doing a real good job.
Yeah, she's doing great. But just being intentional. Even the other day, we just talked about bringing back our date days. So even though, with us working together, it's like one of the benefits is like we can't just go and enjoy, have lunch together. The kids are in school. So those are things, I'm definitely intentional about. But I think for me, when it comes to the business, kind of like from picking up the kids to bedtime, that's kind of like reserved mommy time. dinner, that's dishes, that's clothes, all of the household duties. So I don't want to neglect that, because I think for me, coming from working a full-time job, there were days I would work 10 hours, straight, usually, and I would come home exhausted and have to do that. So my thing is the flexibility I get with reselling. Like, I have to use it to be more available for my family, not less.
That makes a lot of sense. I'm glad to hear that point of view on it too. Paige likes to say I don't spend enough time with the family because I'm out in the garage doing my inventory thing and listing and selling and stuff like that. And when I had it in this spare bedroom that I'm in right now, I probably did do more time with the family because it was like literally right outside that door as opposed to all the way out in the garage. So finding that balance is difficult. I'll admit to that. Let's hit this question real quick. Goodwills or garage sales? What's your favorite type of sourcing?
Yeah, as of now, Goodwill. But coming this summer, we're going to definitely hit more yard sales.
Yeah, and we actually do yard sales ourselves as well. So, don't put it past us. We'll pull out, the trolleys or whatnot and lay out our front yard. So garage sales, you can find great things at yard sales or estate sales, if you get it at the right time, especially in Atlanta. Yeah. I mean, the sales can be crazy, the stuff that people give away. But
I went to a yard sale, what was it? Probably like close to 2 years ago. Yeah. And it was crazy, man. I found what's his name? He's a famous guitarist, but it's like a limited edition guitar.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but I found it for lady was selling it for $20, and she had 2 Casio pianos, brand new, in the box, everything with it, $20 each.
Wow.
And I bought it, and I flipped both of the pianos for like 200 something each. And I still have the guitar because I'm like, it's missing a string, but it has the string, with it. But I don't know why.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Have you listed it?
No, I haven't listed it yet. It's
just it'll still sell without that string.
Let's say any music shop can put it on as well. Usually it's about $10, $12 to change out a whole set of strings. So, if you were looking to get it, repaired before you list it or whatnot.
Drew's here, Profit Monsters. Let's go. Just got done with church. What's up, everyone?
Hey,
thanks for stopping by, Drew. Appreciate you, man. I agree. And I used to have a guitar, electric guitar, and it's pretty simple to change the strings. Honestly, it's the hardest is to tune it, in my opinion. But just don't over tighten it and break it. But I can't remember the name. I don't know what guitar you're
He's about to go grab it real quick.
Okay. Because truthfully, if it's like an old rock and roll famous guitarist or something like that, we might need to have an offline chat here.
Adam said we may have to have an offline chat, depending on the limited edition.
Yeah, depending on the age and all that. Yeah, it can matter a lot.
Name some of the guitarists.
Are we talking 70s or are we talking 80s? Do you know?
No, he's a new guy.
Oh, new. Okay.
Newer guitarist.
Gary, you think of that. I can't think of any. So if you could do garage sales,
that's like saying name an NFL player. It's like, who's that guy? He plays for that team.
He wears a helmet and shoulder pads. You know what I'm talking about, right?
I can't remember his name though. Like,
you'll think of it.
I know.
Yeah.
Do you so if you had garage sales 12 months out of the year, you would prefer that over Goodwills, right? I'm assuming based on your answer.
Well, definitely. Yeah. Because with not thrift stores, but with garage sales and yard sales, it's like you're getting the inventory before it hits the thrift stores a lot of times,
that's a good way to look at it.
Yeah. So, of course, Goodwill and, different thrift stores get trucks in, daily from different places, but it's like you're getting like the firsthand stuff, and majority of the people, they just want to get rid of it. So it's like they kind of like just
hopefully.
Hopefully.
Right. Golly, can't stand those yard sales you roll up to and people are like, well, on eBay it sells for $85.
You're not. Put it on eBay.
I'm not a smart butt out loud, but in my brain I'm totally thinking, then list it on eBay, man.
Right.
Exactly.
But they don't want to list it, but you want to sell it for eBay prices. Like, come on.
Yeah. Right. Angie says, I love what Jasmine says about family time and having it separate. I work part-time and run the Angie's Oddities with my husband's. So keep it. And sometimes it's hard to keep it separate. So
that's very true.
That's true.
What were you going to say? Oh, Les Paul. Rachel said Les Paul.
Not Les Paul.
That's older.
Yeah, it's older. It's a style of guitar, but it's that's a lot older. Way back like the 50s. So
Gonna come into you
anyway.
since we finish.
It'll pop
It's
in.
gonna rack your brain all night, Derek, and we're gonna go off, and then you'll be like, "Oh, I remember it now."
Yes.
Yeah.
That's excellent though.
I'm
For $20. So, what's its resale value? I'm sure you looked it up.
Oh, I got it. Keith Urban.
Keith Urban. Okay, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
good
Yeah, it's a
deal.
limited edition Keith Urban. So,
cool.
But I looked it up. Brand new is going for around, I think it was like 600-700.
Nice. Get that thing listed, man.
Guitars tend to hold their
there.
value pretty well too. I mean, they do. If they're, it depends. If it's like cheaper guitars, don't. But if it's linked to an artist, if it's a quality guitar that they're willing to put their name on, usually guitars will hold their value pretty well.
And it's acoustic, so it comes with the amplifier, it comes with the carrying case, and it has like the case with the suede inside.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hey,
Nice.
Good deal.
Yeah, you'll be able to fetch every bit of that, I think, for it.
Eddie Van Halen, Flying V. Not
Flying
quite.
V. Yeah, but close.
Flying V. I don't know that.
Yeah, it's the shape
Clearly,
of the
I don't know
guitar.
what that is.
It's the shape of the guitar. You've seen that the guitar that looks like that, and it's just the neck, and then it comes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, good.
But I was going to say, Adam, we talked about how, yard sale prices, and people who just don't want to come off of things, I had a guy when he came to look at the Jeep I had for sale one time, and he says, I've seen these for $4,000 and yours is for $5,500. I was like, well, you should have bought that one then.
Right,
right. You drove all this way too.
Right.
Yeah. It's like, man, I hate that for you. You missed out. But
come back with an extra $1,500. So we'll talk.
Right.
Samsonite. I was way off. Absolutely.
That's good.
Yeah, that's excellent. All right. So your favorite thing about YouTube when you're I'm imagining you guys walking through Goodwill with your GoPros on. Have you got two? Like Jasmine, you got one, and Derek has one as well.
Not yet. We've talked about me getting one, but no. Usually I have. So we have like an extra phone just for the business and YouTube. So I use my phone to actually look up the comps for items, and then we use the extra phone if we got to record. And then he has the GoPro.
Okay. Have you gotten any weird looks yet? Any, what are you doing? Why do you got the camera? What is that, a Iron Man thing you got on your chest?
Are you a cop?
Yeah.
Are you a cop?
Right.
Like older people, I think they don't know what it is. So they're like, what is that? What is that? And it's like, I have to say it's a GoPro, it's a camera, and they say, what you recording for? Well, I'm just, I do YouTube videos, but like, it's not really, many people. Cause I'm like, when I'm in the thrift store, I'm like, I'm getting it.
Yeah. You're on it. You're like business, man.
Straight business. But like the last video we just uploaded on YouTube, so we actually went to Alabama for our uncle's surprise birthday party, and we were at I don't even know, it was a thrift store in Alabama. We were still traveling, and literally there was like this lady that saw we were trying to record and she kept interrupting as we were trying to do the concert. She was like, oh, you guys got some good stuff over there. And it's like,
she was really sweet.
She was so sweet, but it's like, if you see the video, she probably interrupted like 10 times on the video. We just had to include it because we had put in a lot of work on the comps.
It was funny.
It was real funny.
That is hilarious. Where in Alabama did you go?
Went to
this was in Pell City, that thrift store.
But we went to, what was it?
We were in Birmingham.
Gadsden. Is it Gadsdale?
Gadsden?
Well, we were like Birmingham.
No, Gardendale. Gardensdale.
Oh, okay, yeah. Gardendale is in Birmingham. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Gardendale.
We were all kind of in that area.
So. Good deal.
Okay.
Gary and I are going to make a trip up to Atlanta.
Yes,
for sure. Don't know when, but you're going to be the first people we call and see if we can hang out that day. What do you think about that?
Oh, yeah, definitely. We'll take y'all around, show y'all some.
Right.
I want to see more. I mean, honestly, I'm not asking a lot here. I don't feel like, because I'm not going to come in and just steal your honey hole spots. I'm in Atlanta like once a year. I want to see more than Goodwill. And I haven't found more than Goodwill when I come visit Atlanta. And I know watching your videos, there's more than just Goodwill. So I'd like you to show us around, Does that make sense?
Definitely.
What's up, Evan? Thanks for joining us. What's up, party people?
Hey.
We're right here. Where Pigs Fly From says, I sold a Gibson with a busted back for $400.
Oh, wow.
I'm telling you. Yep. Guitars hold value.
Guitars do hold value. Yep. Signed, signature.
The problem is everybody wants a fortune for them. That's why, like in thrift stores, it's impossible to find guitars at good price. Down here anyway. Maybe pawn shops, but pawn shops also have a good idea of what they cost. But pawn shops can get overrun with guitars, because that's one of the first things that, starving artists will pawn is their instrument. I'm like, You know, that's how you make your money, right? But
right.
anyway, yeah. So
absolutely. There it is.
That's pretty.
No, this is a different one.
Oh, okay.
I picked this up for $20.
Okay.
But it's a it says Alvarez artist.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Gary, you familiar with that?
I am familiar with the brand. So it's a nice color too in the sunburst. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So we're going to give this away tonight to now I'm playing.
Jazz is like, wait, you didn't run that by me first.
Get the spinning wheel ready, Adam. Yeah.
I know, right?
Oh, why is there only Adam on this wheel? Oh my
God.
Because Gary, how much does it usually cost to like ship guitars?
I shipped a guitar, and it was an electric guitar. It was a Fender Stratocaster. I shipped to a buddy of mine in Maine. So it's a decent ways away. And it cost me, it was like $50 to ship it. And I shipped it through USPS. And I think it was about $50 to ship. Now, mind you, this was also a couple of years ago. So, you know, that cost has probably gone up. I've never actually sold a guitar and then mailed it out. If I did anything like that, I would definitely do it local. Facebook Marketplace or whatever, just because. Right. But yeah, I'd probably expect to spend about $70, $75 now on something like that, just because of the weight. Now, acoustic guitars tend to weigh less, but you know, your box is going to be, I think, a little bit bigger because they're a little bit bigger profile.
Running joke from Rachel Strickland: you can ship anything via FedEx for $27. Anything, even cannonballs, Gary. Even cannonballs.
Even cannonballs. Oh, there's a good story behind that. Yeah,
it's a long story too. Yeah, but the packaging on the guitar is what you got to really worry about. I would bet. Like if you don't have the packaging, I mean, if you don't have a hard case for it, I just don't know that. I honestly don't know that a cardboard box would be good enough. Right.
Yeah. So, well, when I bought my Fender Strat, they shipped it from Fender. The box, the cardboard box was very rigid, right? So it was only the cardboard box, and then it was inside a bag inside of the box itself, like a gig bag. But again, that cardboard was like really thick. So if you have like heavy duty shipping materials or something like that, then you can make it work. You know, but yeah, you're gonna have to really package it well if you do send it off anything like that.
Yeah, and I bet that bag had a cutout or something to help protect.
It was just one of those, like, you know, sort of nylon bags that goes over it.
Oh,
okay. Zip it up, and it's got some pockets on it. But I mean, nothing really protective. But again, there wasn't anything that was going to get through that cardboard. I promise you. I almost didn't make it into the cardboard. You know, so
very secure.
Packaged,
ship with caution, Derek. Ship with caution.
Right. Yeah, I'll probably do it locally though, just to be on the safe side.
May not get as much for it, but you'll definitely get more than $20.
Yeah.
Rachel says, yeah, I just bought my dad one that Guitar Center shipped in a box.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I'm totally off on that. I would think that a guitar would need a little bit more packaging than a box. But Gary, you were saying that rigid box. So
we'll say another way, and I know we're sticking on guitars here. This became the guitar show. But I don't know if you've checked with some of the music stores and different things like that around town in Atlanta. I mean, some folks will offer you money up front if they like the guitar enough. So
really? Even with the string?
Oh yeah, that's an easy fix for them. Yeah. So again, that's about a $10 fix. So if it's a limited edition guitar or something that they're interested in, I mean, I've had a lot of places that will offer cash for that. So
wow, okay.
Definitely. Definitely a good idea.
Duly noted.
AM Picker says go to local store. They'll have a guitar box the right size, hopefully for free. Or throw them a few bucks, and maybe you can get one. Even comes with the cardboard for the neck.
Oh, wow.
And that's what I was thinking of. That neck needed some additional protection. Yeah. That's a good idea too. And a music store, they probably have them as well, right?
Everything musical, not everything musical. I'm sorry, Guitar Center or Sam Ash. I don't know if there's one in Atlanta, but places like that.
We have them.
Yeah, we have a Guitar Center.
Okay,
and
cool.
Sam Ash,
I bet you can get it done.
Perfect then.
Definitely. Well, okay, let's wrap things up a little bit here. I'm going to close with this question. What do you see going on with ATL flippers goal-wise in 2022? Either one of you. Jasmine looks like she's already got an answer, but looking at Derek.
So we look at ATL flippers. We have two businesses. We have our eBay, Macari, and then we have YouTube. And so you know, the big picture is like, of course, we're going to grow both platforms as best we can. But, you know, I think, you know, just being really intentional about right now is just getting the space, you know, hopefully with that home edition we talked about. If we get that, y'all, it's going to be a wrap with our store. Okay. Like we are going to be going because there's so many opportunities. Sometimes we have to pass up just because we don't have the space. But if we get that space edition, we can literally like double our store, if not more.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, so
that'd be a great investment.
It'll be, we're waiting on the guy to call us back. So I'm just hoping the numbers line up, you know, so we can make that work. And then of course on YouTube, just keep producing great content. Like we have a special video edition we're going to do for Valentine's that's coming up, you know, in a few weeks. So you guys be on the lookout for that. We have, you know, we're going to have some fun with that one.
But really just on YouTube, really just continue producing value, giving value to people, you know, and just connecting, you know, because we love to, you know, talk and connect with people. So, you know, even though it's over the internet, it's like, we feel like, you know, the people who follow us are not just our followers, but like their family, you know, like, you know, so it's like really, it's our community. So it's like, you know, and of course y'all are part of our community too, you know. But like that's it. Really just giving more value when we learn things. Like, because I was talking to one guy before I started the YouTube channel at the thrift store. He's another reseller. And when I was talking with him, he's a little older than me. You know, I was like, hey man, I'm thinking about starting a YouTube channel. And he just like snapped on me. He was like, what you talking about, YouTube channel? He's like, why would you do that? He was like, you're gonna be telling people about all the stuff and everything. And I mean, like going in on me. And I said, hey, bro. I say, if you feel that way, what that means is that you don't know enough. You know, and I was like, it's so many people that want to quit their 9-to-5 job and want to look for, you know, extra income. Like, we know the stuff. Why not give it for free? Because, you know what I'm saying? I was working 9-to-5 and now I'm full time. Like, you never know, like it can help somebody else out. You know what I mean? So that, you know, I went down that whole thing with him, but
definitely makes it easier to get the knowledge to learn how to do it yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you learn from people who do, not from people who say, what is it? The saying that goes something like, something about teaching versus doing or something like that. I can't remember.
It's like
it's like if you tell me.
It's like children do what you do, not what you say. Right.
So, I mean, if you just show them how to do it versus telling them how to do it, it's a completely different thing. So that's why I enjoy watching it personally. I enjoy watching them go to yard sales and seeing the yard sales because I am envious because I don't see yard sales like that in Columbus, anywhere in Columbus. It may be 45 minutes away and they had one table full of babies' clothes, but they advertised it as something for everyone. Right. So I'm like, geez.
We'll hit up some yard sales in Auburn, Adam.
You got some good ones in Auburn? Good.
Auburn has some good places. Yeah.
The yard sale app doesn't even really work in the yard sale treasure map app doesn't even really work in Columbus. I mean, like no one posts on there.
In Columbus.
I don't get there hardly at all.
Yeah, we haven't been there since COVID started, have we? I mean,
no.
Yeah, we haven't been there. I remember we went to the grand opening and we talked about filming. And I mean, I was filming for our YouTube channel at the time and like kind of, you know, looking over the bins, just kind of talking. And I'll tell you that it was like the VP of the area came and tapped me on the shoulder and says, "You're not allowed to record in here." And I was like, I said, well, we have a YouTube channel and we promote like Goodwill and the stuff that people can find. He goes, yeah, but you can't record. And I was like, okay, bro.
Free marketing, man. Free marketing.
That's cool. Right. That's cool. Yeah. Right.
That's like the only time we've been told not to record.
Yeah.
The only time. Yeah. But as far as the Goodwill bins are concerned, that grand opening was half decent. Lots of stuff to find. It was grand opening though. And I've gone back maybe half a dozen times since then, but I only get 30 to 40 minutes on my lunch break. I have been toying with the idea of getting up early on Saturday morning and being there when they open the doors and spending a few hours. Now, I do know some people. Angelo was in the chat earlier. They come down from Atlanta. I have a relative who lives up in Sonoya. You know where Sonoya is? It's where they filmed The Walking Dead. It's like halfway between here and Atlanta. He would come down from there to spend like 4 or 5 hours at the bins. Wow. So apparently it's good. It's just not it's clothing. and clothing isn't really what I'm into. And the shoes, I've maybe found 2 pairs of shoes out of the 6 times that I've been there that I would resell. But that doesn't mean it's not good. It just means I don't have time to invest. I've always said that a place like the Bins and a place like the Amazon pallet store are stores that can be good if you've got the time to actually stick around and source, because you got to wait for the new table of product to cycle through, right?
I imagine in Atlanta too. Again, you talked about it being very inventory heavy, so they've got to push stuff out. So they only have a certain amount of space. So when all the new stuff comes in, they got to do something with the stuff that doesn't sell. So I imagine you're getting higher quality more often with more selection to it. You know, for us, it's just
I don't know that there is a Goodwill Bins in Atlanta. Is there?
No, it's not.
Oh, there's not.
Yeah,
okay.
no.
Oh, I'll be doggone. I thought that there was.
Columbus is the closest one.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Well,
if you wanted to make a trip down here, then we can arrange that too.
Yeah,
and
then we'll have lunch an hour later, and
yeah, we was actually talking about going to Columbus one day.
Yeah, and we've been a few times. Well, with my old job, we actually had a location in Columbus, so we would go.
But not her job had a location, but not like we didn't go to the Goodwill Bins.
Yeah, no.
Got you. Yeah.
Okay.
There are some good stores around here, and you can still find good stuff. I mean, I'm doing it part-time, making good, what I think is good part-time money. And there's maybe 3 full-time resellers I know in the area that do good full-time. And there's still stuff for me to find part-time.
Right.
Wow.
That's dope.
Now where Angelo is at Angelo is in a great place. They got some good thrift stores.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah.
Good deal. How far away is it from you? Is it close enough you can make a trip every now and
again? 25.
It's about 25 minutes away.
Traffic.
Yep.
That's not bad.
That's not that bad.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
Make a half day of it or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, let's wrap it up, guys. Everybody out in the chat, if you have not by chance subscribed to the ATL Flippers, you will not regret it if you do that tonight. So go down to the description below and find that link and click it and go subscribe. But also to Dixie Overland, which is Gary's channel, where he shares all of his jeeping and wheeling adventures. And I just watched one of his newest videos with his wife Marcy, who actually you get into the adventure of learning what you can pack and eat when you go out on these camping adventures and things like that.
Nice.
So y'all do a really good job with that, Gary. Tell Marcy I said I really like that video.
Awesome. All right. Well, it made me hungry filming it. You can't imagine. So.
It's like watching the chef cook these gorgeous meals, and you're not allowed to do anything but smell it.
That's right. That's right.
Derek and Jasmine, I thank you once again for joining us tonight for the show. I hope you've enjoyed yourself and you enjoyed the game, because I've had a good time talking with you. I do appreciate it. Oh, look, Josh is here. What's up, Gary and Adam?
Josh.
Appreciate you, F3. Well, all right, guys, wrapping it on up. Y'all have a great night. Chat, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. We appreciate it. We're really close to that 4,000 watch hours. Just keep on watching and we'll get there soon enough. Everybody have a great night. Thanks again.
All right, bye, guys.
All right. Thanks, y'all.
Bye.